Welcome to the Park Lane Leader webinar for December. We've got great news for you, and if you need more reason to watch this amazing video, here are your featured speakers today. From the home office, Lori Mitchell and Susan Moss, and company vice presidents Mary Grace Lewandowski and Julian Panicola. Do we have a great leader webinar for you? Right now, though, I want to take us around the Park Lane promotional world in 60 seconds. So here we go. Download your December Network magazine. It is 37 pages of great information this month. Incredible style tips, promotional information. It just is a resource that you as a leader really refer to when you're talking to everybody on your team. And what's in your network this month? Well, it'll be a December to remember. Our accessory collection continues with a $30 customer order with unlimited quantities. The bonus item still continues at the $60 level. For our customers, there are great offers. For potential new recruits, the $129 standard kit continues in December. And can I share with you, December is still a really great recruiting month. People are starting to think about what they're going to do in the new year, and we have an opportunity to do that. And I have to tell you, I believe this may be the last month this continues, so let's take advantage of it now in December. A fine Park Lane tradition continues in the last 2 weeks of the year called our Dedication Weeks. And this year, the award is Amazing Designer-Inspired Envelope Purse. You're starting to see these around. You can slide an iPad in them as well. It's a beautiful award that everybody with 800 or more, net non, everything counts, in those 2 weeks receives this amazing gift as an award. A lot of business happens. The Rich Rewards Club Award for December, the Masterpiece Necklace in Chrome. That just sounds cool, but when you see it, that is an amazing piece. And Rich Rewards Club at the $2,000 level is such a sweet spot. Here's something new. How many of you love instant lottery tickets? You scratch, you win. What a gift. Park Lane is doing that for 6 weeks from mid-December through January with our special Instant Winner Hostess Awards. All it takes is a $500 net show with one booking, and your hostess automatically in her show receives a special award. Could be a gift card from $25 to $500, exclusive hostess pieces, a designer outfit. They will get a special code that they can go in our big closet and pick out a designer outfit. Bags, tablet computers, a weekend in Las Vegas, watches, amazing gifts. 500 net plus one makes them an automatic winner in the Instant Winner Hostess Contest. How cool is that? In your network, there is a great calendar that your customer service team has put together that really is probably the best snapshot of everything going on in January and February with all our great incentives. And you know that we are at that time of year where you're not only planning these 2 weeks in December, but you're also planning and booking into January. This calendar gives you a great resource to do that, and it's just one of the many amazing things in your network. Of course, lots in your network this month about convention. And we are also in a real sweet spot for convention. These 3 weeks, people are getting big checks. They get overwhelmed when we get mid-December. January sometimes is a little bit too late. So now really is a sweet spot to really drive convention attendance. We've got the VIP Sweetheart Experience. Level 1, you know everybody can win, right? And everybody should. 7,500 points with 2 recruits. They get the Sweetheart Jewelry Ensemble. They get the swag bag. They get everything. And they get that whether they come to convention or not. Level 2, 1,500 points. You're at convention. You get the luncheon, and you get $500 cash. Everybody can focus and earn this now. And use the trip tracker. Don't accept an excuse as leaders. Oh, well, I would, but I can't track. There's a manual tracking form that's in the field interface now that you all can access. Have them write it down. It's easy. You stay focused, you can win the Sweetheart VIP experience. Your moment in time is really what convention recognition is. Do you know where you want to place? Do you know what you want to be on stage for? You make that decision, and it happens for not only you, but for your team. Early registration continues till the end of this month, December 30th. The iHeart Park Lane bag is the free early registration gift. And then goals are out there. You know your attendance goal. When you've made that goal, you know everybody gets that Sweetheart signature bracelet. A signature bracelet with pink heart-shaped stones. Ah! Even I get excited about that. We all want that. Convention contest is going on. One recruit gets you the love ring. $3,500 in the convention recognition period gets you the necklace, and one of the most exclusive Park Lane awards, the top 50 bracelet. Only 50 people in our company get that, and many of you and people in your teams can be recipients of that amazing award. Now, that's our promotional world for December. Download your network. But now to introduce the amazing speakers as part of our December webinar, here is our Executive National Director of Leadership Development, Lori Mitchell.
Thank you, Tom. And leaders, now you have the opportunity to hear from a trio of experts. First of all, Susan Moss, National Training Director. She built over $100,000 income her first year in business, and she's going to share the success of building a January through December activity. Then we go to Company VP, Mary Grace Lewandowski. I think everyone recognizes her name. She is a leading lady in this company, recently received a check for the week over $17,000. She's going to talk with us about sippin' styles, something that she does very well and often. And then Company VP, Julien Panicola, began the business as a fashion director, moved all the way to Company VP, and she will share with us how to build January and convention. So let's begin with Susan.
Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to be with you today and to talk about December. And as you can see, I've entitled my section, Lean into December. I want to focus on how we look at a holiday month as a person, as a woman, and as a leader. I'm incorporating a few thoughts from Sheryl Sandberg's book, Lean In. She's an executive at Facebook, and she talks about how men and women approach business. She examines why men are more apt to ask for what they want in terms of salaries and perks and production. She feels that women keep themselves from advancing because they don't have the self-confidence and drive that men do. Quote, we lower our own expectations of what we can achieve. Now, how does this relate to how a Park Lane leader looks at December or any month or any holiday month for that matter? Personally, I've noticed that leaders who view their business as a business do much better than those who allow emotional situations to enter in and stymie their business. Now, don't get me wrong, emotions do belong in our business. It's our emotion that drives the business with excitement and passion versus when the emotions of others slow down the leader. Example, and we hear this a lot during a month like December. My husband doesn't want me to do any shows from mid-December until January. That's family time. Or, no one's having shows because it's holiday time and everybody's really busy. Or, no one has any money because they're spending their money on Christmas gifts. Or, I'm going to change my phone message to, see you in the new year. Now, I'm sure you're laughing by now because you've probably heard all of those things. Don't buy in. As leaders, you know the responses, the appropriate responses you should be making for those statements, and it is a mindset that you have to determine that you will have. So I'm inviting you to find the will to lead. Decide what you want for your business results in December. Now, Sheryl Sandberg examines why she feels the women's progress for leadership might be stalled. Women should find within themselves the will to lead. In other words, looking at your business as a serious business. In terms of December, embrace it, lean into it, and take others with you. She feels that women are not reaching their full leadership potential. Only you can dig down as a leader and find the will to lead, especially this month. If you buy into the thought that holidays take precedent over your business, then you might be backing off. There is only one real holiday for most people in December, and that's Christmas Day. That leaves, therefore, 30 other days that you can do something, some kind of a Park Lane gathering or activity. Think about it. Lean in, don't buy in. Don't buy into what others do. Now, something else from this author, fortune favors the bold. I don't know if she coined that or not, but it's there, and I certainly think that fits for leaning into December. So as you go, so goes your team, especially with the newer people. Have a conference call with your leaders and challenge them to lean into December. Your newer people will be looking for how you handle any month. Keep the Park Lane store open. I know you've heard that many, many times, but it's so important. Set up a team calendar and chart events. Send texts of what's happening. Do a group text and share all kinds of events that others are having all throughout December. Then text some recognition. Step out there and increase the number of mini events that you do with people and be bold about it. Now, setting the pace for your team really will start with you. If just a suggestion, and most people don't take me up on this, but it works. If you delay your holiday party until the first few days of January, you're more apt to keep December moving forward with constant business. This is where you need the will to lead. Challenge your team to do one big event or more every December for their own business. Chart the ongoing business. Communication is a big key here. If the team knows, for example, that Mary or Sue or Sheila or somebody else on the team had a December event, they're more apt to want to join in and not be left behind. They're more apt to want to get on board. So communication is really key here. Look at December with a whole month mindset. Now, I know you've read in the network the idea of Senior Division Frank Saldivar. He feels that most of our push weeks, as they happen at the end of the month, he decided that one should focus on the first 10 days of each month. And bookings from those 10 days will keep the month strong. His concept was front load to finish strong. Excuse me. In other words, a 100 item for the hostess for the price of the day. Now, this is really an important concept that can be used in December and in January to get both of those months started. So in other words, a hostess might select the Solara necklace, which is retail valued at $98, as her item for dating a show on December 3rd. So therefore, she will only pay $3 for picking December 3rd, and the director pays the $7 additional fee. This is, of course, using 2 HRCs. It's so simplistic, but very effective. And I know that when we offer $50 in jewelry credit or $100 in jewelry credit, that's exciting. But to choose the item you want the first 10 days and just pay for that the price of the day, I think is really irresistible. Another way to create a whole month mindset is to have activities every week, and especially have an ITC the week between Christmas and New Year's. I've done that. Other leaders have done that, and it just says the business is open. So see December what it is. Tom mentioned the network. There are so many ideas for holiday-type events, and the pictures of the specials are just magnificent. So read through 4 ideas that will work for your team all throughout December. And don't forget the RRC. It is fabulous in blue, but it's in chrome this month. And with 2,000 personal sales, you will not only be receiving the Masterpiece necklace, which is valued at $158, but you'll be able to count those sales towards convention personal and group recognition and other contests in December. So don't forget glam sessions at salons, holiday boutiques in homes, and in concluding, think about the momentum factor. It's well known that if one slows down anything, it takes twice as long to get back up to speed. That goes along with something physical, mental or emotional. So walking tall during the last month of 2015 is really important. Remember that you are connecting the end of 2015 to the start of 2016, and you'll be using dedication weeks to do that. So let there be no break in the pace. I invite you to lean into December, leaders. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. Momentum is important, and that was her point. So thank you so much for that. Now we head from Susan in California up to the home office where she stepped out from an interview, and she's with us live for our training. Mary Grace, take it away, girl.
Well, hello. I am excited to train on the concept of a sip-and style. It's something that my team and I came up with together when we got together and decided, okay, let's look at this a different way. Let's look at this beyond the traditional in-home show. Let's pretend that Park Lane hired us to market the jewelry in our area. What do we want to do? And through this course of brainstorming and reading a book called Contagious and studying up on marketing, we decided that when we were just asking family and friends or people that we ran across to have in-home shows or to let us show them their jewelry, that we were letting those individuals that we already had relationships with determine our future. And one of the examples that I use is that I used to sell steel, yes, heavy metal. I used to sell steel, and I actually got them laughing because I said, did you know in the whole time that I sold steel that not a single family member bought a single piece of steel from me? And everybody laughs, and I said, but think about it. I still had to find a clientele. Where did I find the clientele? I found out what kind of people need steel. So we need to find out what kind of people need fashion. What kind of people are in the fashion business? What kind of people will be drawn to our jewelry? There are so many more than what we have directly in our circle, and we need to go out and find them. And we came up with the concept of the sip-and style. What it is an opportunity to ask women who love fashion to come and welcome Park Lane to the area. And even though Park Lane has been around 60 years, and even though I know it's been going great guns, at least for the 5.5 years since I've been there in St. Louis, we still do it as an opportunity to welcome Park Lane to an area. So we picked strategic areas. So depending on what your particular state or the way that it's all situated, I know with ours, in Missouri, we have a lot of East County, West County, South County, North County. So we would specifically pick venues in a certain area where we wanted to target that area. And this is going to sound pretty simplistic, especially to leaders, but I'm only saying it to you because it happened within my own group, even with people like senior divisions that I thought would know better. And you have to actually train on the fact that if somebody lives in, like, let's say, an hour away from some place where you're going to have a sip-and style, that doesn't mean that they automatically excuse themselves from the event. You actually have to train people, even senior divisions and higher, train them that it's their job to go out and find people in that area to invite to this sip-and style. So I want to make sure you don't make the same mistakes we did, because it's as easy as going on Facebook and saying, who knows somebody that lives in blank town, or I'm looking for connections in this town. Who can recommend somebody? I'll give you free jewelry or whatever. So we would pick specific areas, and then we would choose specific venues, and venues that in and of themselves were kind of a draw. You know, like I love to say this one because all I have to do is say the name. The Chocolate Factory, come on, everybody wanted to go there. We would pick wine and cheese places. One of our favorites, and these are all over because I go all across the country and do these, and there's all kinds of little places that have popped up around the country that's their main thing. That's their gig. They like sell wine. And you can go in at any time, and they'll do tastings for you, and they'll give you recommendations, and then you can settle on a bottle of wine and buy it and take it out of the store. Well, these particular places just love us. We would go in and we would talk to the owners. We would work out a deal. They would maybe charge us $50 to put out cheese and crackers and serve wine the whole night, and we would take over the joint. And, of course, other customers were coming in while we were doing this, but that was all well and good. So they love it. So hopefully this is getting your mind buzzing about all the different kind of places you would do. Then what we did, we picked a place, and then we picked a target audience, and then we would actually send, and this is up to you because over time we've changed the way that we did this, but at that time when we first started, we would send really beautiful invitations. Invitations like you would use for a bridal shower, like little ribbons on them and the whole bit. And we would have on the invitation, please come and help us welcome Park Lane Jewelry to the area. Jewelry giveaways and fashion tips being shared by stylist Mary Grace Lewandowski, however you want to word it. You and a friend are cordially invited. Please RSVP. And then we would follow up. So we might send out 100 invitations. We would only have a spot for 20. So we would follow up and actually take the reservation. And we had a lot of really fun things happen, like people saying, oh my gosh, the girls at work know I'm going to this. Is it okay if I bring 2 friends? And we'd be like, oh, well, okay. So it really was by an invitation only, because so few people get things in the mail anymore. That was really a pretty powerful way to invite them, and it set us apart as classy. Then the actual sip and style, we would either split the cost of it, like maybe it would be in, people can do it, you do whatever you want to do with this as far as your budget. There's no hard and fast rules. I personally believe sometimes in spending money to make money. And what I would say to someone is, if you, and Tom, I guess you can talk to me, if you were going to spend $100 to partake in a vendor fair, and you knew that you were going to stand there all day for 8 hours, and I could guarantee you that at the end of that day you would have like 6 bookings, would you do it?
In a second, yes.
Right. So that's what I say to, my fellow leaders. I'm like, let's say it's going to cost us $200 to do this event, and we're going to split it between 5 of us. Would you spend $40 a piece to know at the end of this event that you're going to walk out of there with bookings and recruits? So sometimes you just have to put it in language that they understand, but also if people are just really hesitant to do something like that, then we'll sell raffle or we'll find a way. But we do mostly make it about the people so that they're actually coming for free wine and cheese. Maybe one glass of wine, maybe a signature drink, but something where they are being wined and dined. Sets us apart, makes us really classy. Okay, they can go around and then the first 45 minutes or first half hour, all we do is schmooze. And I even train my leaders how to do that. Go around, talk to people, compliment them, thank them for coming, ask them what they do, ask them who invited them. Just, be a host, be a hostess. And then what we do is we just draw everybody together, and I take about 20 minutes to share fashion tips. Really what it is in essence is it's a really quick showing. And some of the words that I use, and I can put them all on paper and put them on some kind of document, but I use the word ambassador. And I said, we invited you here tonight. Tonight is all about you. We wanted to introduce you to Park Lane Jewelry. And we wanted to ask you to be ambassadors for our company. And there's several different ways that you can be ambassadors for our company. And then I go into, one of the ways is by wearing our jewelry. And I'll say, now let me show you how you can wear some of our jewelry. And that's where I call up a couple people, do some of the fashion tips that we do during shows, showing them how a long necklace draws the eye down, makes you look taller, takes off 10 to 15 pounds. Talk about, the different trends that are in right now. And then from there, I'll just kind of go into the next little ambassador thing. I'll say, now another way that you can be an ambassador for our company is to get out there and talk about our sale. We have a phenomenal customer sale. This is absolutely going to knock your socks off. Listen to how our customer sale works. And then I'll talk about our customer sale. And their eyes are getting big and they're seeing how wonderful. I go, isn't this like when you go to Kohl's and you have to call your girlfriend from the parking lot to tell her to get down here? They're having buy one, get one free, and everybody's nodding. And I go, that's how people feel about our customer sale. I started this job at the height of the recession, and people said they didn't feel like they were asking their friends to spend money. Far from that. They felt like they were inviting their friends to a really great sale. Then I will smoothly grab a couple more people, do a couple more fashion tips, and then I'll say, now another way that you can be an ambassador for our company is to share what we will do when you help us meet other people to whom we can show our jewelry. And I'll say, we we do in-home shows, but what we really are is personal stylists. And we carry this little bag around. So we can go anywhere. We can go to a High Top at happy hour. We can go to a table at Starbucks. We can go right on your desk after work. I said, it is a portable business. And I said, and you guys know because you're fashionable, right? And I'm nodding here, and they're nodding back at me. And I'll say, jewelry shows pretty in a book, prettier in real life, but prettiest of all, on a body. You truly would never buy jewelry from the internet. You truly can't buy jewelry from a book. You have to try your jewelry on. And what better forum than have the personal stylist that's going to be there facilitating for you and sharing our customer sale while you get to play in the jewelry. And if you're a person that brings this group of people together for us, we're going to reward you. And here's what we're going to do for you. And then I go through the hostess program quickly. And I talk about, a thank you gift. And then I talk about the $20 free per order and how when you have 10 orders, we double it. And one of my favorite things to say, and one of my favorite ways to put that into play is to say, now, I just want you to think about this for a second. Don't you think between the two of us, and I'll pick someone out in the audience and I'll just motion between the two of us, don't you think between the two of us that we could collect 10 $20 orders? And I wait, and they always say yes. And I go, now I want you to think about that. That's a $200 sale for Park Lane and a $200 sale for me. But we're going to give you $400 in free jewelry, plus the thank you gift I mentioned. We're already up to $500 for free jewelry. That's 250% hostess credit. Why do you think we're willing to do that? And they look and they wait, and I go, because what's going to happen when you go out into the world with all that jewelry on? This is another really powerful way that you can be ambassadors for our company. And tonight, I'm going to do something really special for you because I want to jumpstart this area. This is a target area. So that's when I may have some sort of drawing, and Scott especially wanted me to share this. I may take an item that I thought just noticed was really getting some good response from the people. So let's say I hold up a sateen necklace, and I go, this retails for $99. And I'll say, and I'll look at the person who helped me facilitate it, and I go, looking around this room, how many personal appointments or private showings would really make you happy? And she'll give me a number, like 10. And I'll say, okay, here's the deal. If 5 people in this room decide to have their own personal showing or private appointment and book it with your fashion director tonight, then I'm going to do a drawing for one of these necklaces, and one of the 5 is going to win it. If 10 of you do, then I'm going to do a drawing for 3, and 3 people are going to win it. And if 15 of you do, all 15 of you are going to get one of these necklaces. Now, if you real quickly do the math between you and your other fashion directors, you did $300 orders with your 14s and frees, you're going to make 50 back. It probably came out to about $100 to give away 15 necklaces and to have 15 bookings. And it's really, really fun because then you start egging the people on, like you start taking, you give everybody a ticket, and they go in the ticket, you start counting the tickets. And what I've always loved is those last couple that we might eke out that we never would have gotten if we hadn't done that little contest. And I always look at the bartender or the waitress, and I go, you count, and they're like, so we get people like that to do it too. And then lastly, I'll go into another way you can be ambassador for our company is anytime that you're new to an area, you need extra help. We need to hire. And that's when we'll pass out like the referral pages, the referral, what am I trying to say, Tom? The referral rewards, yes. Yes, referral rewards. I've been authorized to give $50 in free jewelry if you refer somebody and we interview them and decide that they're a good match for Park Lane. And I'll say, and you can even refer yourself, which you absolutely should. I said, this is seeing if you're going to be a good match for Park Lane. It isn't saying sign me up tomorrow. And I said, but it's a wonderful opportunity, and all of you are professional. I can tell by looking at you. I'm sure you're like me, that you're never going to let an opportunity pass you by without checking it out. So we do the referral. And then I said, tonight is all about you. We wanted to wine and dine you. We wanted to introduce you to the jewelry. We want you to have so much fun and to go ahead and play in the jewelry. And then, that's pretty much how we wrap it up. We might do raffle, a couple giveaways. But we found that we have been able to reach an audience that we wouldn't have been able to reach just strictly through the avenues that we used to use. But we found by hosting this Sippin' Styles, not only has it gotten us into a different audience, it's helped us to invite people that we didn't know. Like, you know, we would go into the owners of boutiques and stuff that were in the area, invite them to come over. And it's also proved to be a wonderful training opportunity. So when I go into any new area, rather than training them on what to do at shows they don't have yet, I found that when I'm able to work with groups this way, we're leaving with activity. We're leaving with shows. We're leaving with recruiting leads. And they still were able to get trained because they got to see how I handled the people, the words that I used, and all of that good stuff. So it's kind of been just a wonderful opportunity to just grow the business. Now, when we do Sippin' Styles, we generally have chosen not even to allow them to buy that night. It also, we play hard to get. You know, so we really play hard to get. We let them see it. We let them try it on. We let them book their own private appointments. We let them have wish lists, but we're not there to sell to them. Again, you can tweak this and do anything you want with it. Some people have chosen to turn it into a buying event as well, and that's up to you. But I wanted to give you just a general outline of what we did in our area and what I go into different areas and do, and how it right away sparks a lot of activity, a lot of conversation, and a lot of people out in the world with our joy. Thank you.
Mary Grace, thank you. What a fabulous idea. I want to ask all of the leaders watching this, if you haven't ever tried a Sippin' Style, now is the time. This is the time of year where you have to come up with creative ideas and not have it be a big overwhelming thing to get people to say yes to having an appointment or having a show. And this is a great way to do it. And remember Susan's training before. Lead the way. Do it yourself. Mary Grace, thank you. Now, the queen of fun theme type events is our next guest trader, and she really is just like a Sippin' Style way to get people interested. Julynn is the queen at fun and themes with her business. So here's Company Vice President Julynn Panicola.
Hi, leaders. You know, we all know convention is right around the corner, and it is so important to get as many of our team members there as possible. What happens in Vegas really doesn't stay in Vegas. It gets taken home and helps to create success within our organization. So everyone do me a favor right now. Think of your favorite movie. What a difference it is to just tell someone about that movie or to have them go with you and experience it. It is no different than with convention. They have to be there to experience it. So we have to decide what's their hot button to get them to attend. Is it to be part of the group? Oh my gosh, it wouldn't be the same without you. We need you there. How about the learning? You will be learning from the very best. It will help you make more money immediately. Maybe it's just for the fun. We learn so much and we have so much fun. It can be a girls' weekend away or a Valentine's weekend with your love. Now, what if money is an issue? That happens sometimes, so have them do their own fundraiser. Book in a couple of shows, or how about a dinner for 10 close friends, asking each 2 to 5 to help get them to. Now, new prospects, we need to get them started now, signed up for convention. Don't wait. I have to say in my 16 years, I've never missed a convention, and I attribute my success to the team, and connections I have made there. I really don't believe I would still be in Park Lane had I not gone to convention at the start of my business. So now let's get everyone all set up and be able to put into action what's learned at convention. Beginning of January will make a huge, huge difference. Now, a community event, that's a great way of getting off the starting mark after the holidays. In the Chicagoland area, we have an event every month. We use the Park Lane Opportunity Event content, and we keep it fresh And we just change up the themes and the order in which we do things. And the themes, it can be all different things. Like, I love our give back themes. Dainty collection, that's undergarments for the homeless shelter. Food bank collection, toys for tots. Maybe it's honoring a special group, like Women of Excellence or Moms. Holiday or season events, you know, it's really endless. But you need to pick one and make that your fun theme. At the beginning of January, we're planning the theme of a new year, new you, with addition of adding hostess and customer appreciation to really get quite a few people there. We're going to show the latest fashion trends, how to dress and accessorize to look trimmer and slimmer. Oh, the hot topic in the beginning of the new year. There'll be giveaways for the student in the audience and special incentives to book within the next 30 days. Now, I have found that an interactive event is so much more successful and fun. And when it's fun, people want to be a part of Park Lane, or at least return and bring their friends or have us into their home. So we have done things like Release Your Inner Princess, where we'll pick names of guests from the audience. They get to wear a tiara for the evening, and they receive a Park Lane jewelry makeover, and we use them for the fashion show. Or a Q&A format for the opportunity. I'm going to tell you, of course, no one wants to be the first one to ask anything. So I'll look at a Park Lane director and say, Nancy, what did you say? What was that? Oh, do we have quotas in Park Lane? Then I respond to the question, and then the questions seem to just come pouring in. We do set a time limit and let those who may have not gotten their questions answered to see us during the visit. How about a game show? Guests and the benefits of Park Lane. Now, guests in the audience volunteer, and they get to bring up their Park Lane director as to help them. We usually take 6 to 8 guests, and then the audience gets to participate with the buzzer. If they repeat a benefit or it takes too long, they're escorted off with a gift of jewelry, and it's really fun for the audience. They're cheering them on, but at the same time, it's kind of fun for them to give them the buzzer. It is really amazing what they come up with, and the audience learns all about Park Lane. Plus, they bring in the emotions and good feelings of being part of this company. It's really awesome. Now, building interactive participation, we'll take an audience that looks like this, just sitting there watching, not being a participant, to looking like this. Fun, something they get to do. It is also important to market and advertise through social media. So you need posts leading up to the event, to the day of the event, pictures of people being tagged at the event. Additional business and recruits will come too. Now, another fill up our calendars in January is personal open houses. Every director should have one. There shouldn't be someone who doesn't. Everyone should have one. Personal and go out with a call or text follow-up. It's as simple as a self-serve drink, one sweet, one salty treat, make a display, and you're all set. Incentives for guests to bring guests, incentives to book a show, place an order, to bring outside orders. Yes, we do want volume that day, but the bookings that follow really are the most important, and to book in immediately. Then there will be bookings from those bookings and so forth. So think big for the new year. Encourage your team and new directors to join us in Vegas. At the beginning of January, plan an opportunity event, and also encourage all of your directors to have their own open house off the new year. Because you have to remember, new year, new.
Thank you, Julian. Incredible ideas about meetings, and she certainly is the master of that, has done a fabulous job. To recap our great trainers, I'm going to send it back to our Executive National Director, Lori Mitchell.
Thank you, Tom. And I also want to thank our trio of experts. And for those of you that are executive leaders, senior division and above, you are on this call, on this webinar, because you have already succeeded. But I want to just give you a quote that I came across this week, and it's by George Allen, and it said, "Most people succeed because they are determined to do it." And right now, we want to envision our not only December, but January and right into convention. Envision what you want and be determined to accomplish it. And we wish you an absolutely wonderful time through December, January, and we will see you at convention. And now, back to you, Tom.
Hey, the last thing I want to close with is as we go through the holidays, think how fun we'll all have as we're together in Las Vegas Valentine's weekend. This has been easy for me to sell to park laners around the world because of all the places you could be Valentine's weekend. Las Vegas, with all the love that will be in that city, that weekend is just going to be the place to be. And we have a real sweet spot right now with everything else going on to really drive convention attendance. We're still an early bird. There's so much going on. So take time as you're doing all those other things in your business and encourage them to register now. The checks they're getting now are going to be bigger than they'll have all year long, and it's the best time. Thank you, leaders, for joining us and watching this month's Leader Webinar.